here. The white flag here means you got 1 lap left. Checkered flag, we all know, race is over, and you are the winner. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our helmets on, and we'll get you guys going.
All right.
Great. Put off the brake first.
That was it for the qualifying round of this event. So we're gonna go ahead and get on up. We're gonna have you guys go over to the lobby area, sit in the couches. I'm gonna find out who won this race, and we'll get you guys ready for your final round.
I'm telling you who won this race.
Who though, just before you look at the data, who do you think won?
She looked pretty fast.
She looked pretty fast, okay. Well, good.
So we'll get you guys going.
We're gonna find out how good your guessing abilities are.
I can get kind of used to these things.
Yeah. You like it?
I loved it. I loved it.
Do you think you're going to be a go-kart junkie going forward?
I think so. I think so. I don't
Enjoy
think...
your coffee.
Thank you very much. I don't think, now that I think about it, I didn't do that before.
You've never done it, right?
I now have a much greater appreciation for all.
What happens in there?
Yeah. So you shot 2 movies over this past summer and fall, right?
One was called This Is Where I Leave You, with Jason Bateman and Tina Fey. And Jane Fonda.
I didn't know Jane. You didn't tell me Jane Fonda.
G.I. Jane's in that.
What?
And
so it was a psychological thriller.
No, it's from a book. It's from a book called This Is Where I Leave You, that people love and are very passionate about. I had a lot of people call me and go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're." I had never read the book, so I wasn't really hip to how much love there is out there for it. But and then I did a movie called The Judge, which is Robert Downey Jr., Billy Bob Thornton, Robert Duvall, Vincent D'Onofrio,
boom,
Vera Farmiga,
damn,
and somehow Dax Shepard.
What was that experience like for you? Like, were you freaked out a little bit?
No, I got to tell you, it was a really kind of profound moment for me because, for most of your career, you operate with a lot of fear, or I operate from a lot of fear. It's a scary thing. Auditioning's scary. People are judging you. You're working with people often that are really good and have been doing it for years. So the whole environment can really rattle you. And I think being on the show that we're on has done so much for me because I was day 1 of shooting on The Judge. And the very first scene that we shot was me making a long speech to Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall in this upstairs attic where it was 110 degrees and everyone was miserable. And literally the movie began production with me making a long speech. And before that would have really just sent me into a spiral.
Before Parenthood, you mean?
Before Parenthood.
Okay.
So I was shocked at my own comfort level going into this speech that started the production off. I didn't get nervous. I said my shit. I did what I thought was a good job, and I just felt really good about it. And I felt like, oh, I'm now comfortable in this job I have. I now feel proficient. I'm not operating from a place of fear. I'm operating from a place of like, I can do this because I've done it a lot now. And it's solely through the act of us getting the practice, I think that I don't have those jitters too much anymore. And it's such a better place to be coming from. I think we tell ourselves that fear has to be a part of the motivator. Like you even hear stand-ups going like, well, if I didn't get scared to go on stage, I would suck. Or, I still use fear to motivate me to write. And I would like to one day be past that as well, but.
I think that's one of many great things about you is the fact that you wear so many different hats. I mean, I was on, thankfully, you hired me on your film, thank God, because I hadn't done a movie in so long. You like
thank
saved
God
me
came
from my...
and did it. It was way more of a favor on your end.
But I watched you, and I know that there's probably times when there were things that, like, I mean, you were wearing so many hats on this film. Again, writing, directing, acting, producing, and doing your own stunts. You probably did craft services one day, maybe even grip, maybe even camera operating.
Well, even worse, I had craft service living at my house in the form of my mom and dad, who were, they got sick of that job on day 3.
But how did you, and I watched you with grace and ease, or at least seeming grace and ease, because I'm sure there were a lot of times where there were things that I wasn't, or the cast weren't aware of.
There was like 3 moments. Which isn't bad in 25 days of shooting.
Right.
And a very low budget movie with a lot of moving parts.
You were the captain of the ship.
Ooh, thank you.
And I felt that, I mean, you obviously knew what you wanted and you knew how to talk to people to get what you wanted. So everyone, aside from being your friend, already trusted you. But I'm saying, like, you wore all those hats, gave 100% to all of these different hats you were wearing at one time, when it's hard for to wear one hat and give that even 50%. So.
But I think it's counterintuitive, and the more engaged you are, the better you do at all things. So for me, and I barely graduated high school, right? I graduated like a 2.0 because I gave up the last 2 years. Then I went to community college and I got like a 3.3 because it was a little more challenging and I had to work harder. Then I went to UCLA and it was hard, and I ended up getting a 3.8 when I graduated. Like, the harder things get for me and the more you're forced to really dive in, the better I do. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Your soul drove that race.
My soul. I told you I was in soul position.